This week on ANN, the Adventist Development and Relief Agency provides emergency relief after a volcano erupts in Guatemala.
More than 300 Hispanic young people in the Lake Union signed 2 petitions addressing gun control and immigration policies.
And Seventh-day Adventists around the world are gearing up to recognize World Refugee Sabbath.
These stories and more coming up.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
The Adventist Development and Relief Agency, or ADRA, in Guatemala, with the help of church member volunteers, continues to distribute water and food to families displaced by deadly volcano eruptions in the south-central region of the country.
The volcano of fire began spewing lava and ash on June 3, covering villages. Government officials in the region report more than 75 casualties and over 200 persons missing.
The eruption has affected more than 1.7 million people, with more than 3,000 people evacuated and more than 2,600 in shelters. Hundreds more are stranded inside their homes around rural communities in the nation.
Gustavo Menendez, director of ADRA Guatemala, has been coordinating the ADRA response from Guatemala City, more than 35 miles away. Menendez said the primary concern of emergency responders is getting people to seek shelter. To date, 3 trucks with water, food, blankets, and hygiene supplies have been delivered to shelters, all collected from churches across several regions of Guatemala.
Church leaders report that 124 Adventist families were affected. More than 100 of these families lost their crops, 6 lost their homes, while 17 families were evacuated. Funds have been dispersed from the Inter-America Division's Emergency Response Funds to assist the families.
Clothes, food, water, blankets, and hygiene kits will continue to be collected throughout churches in the 8 local church fields across Guatemala, and 3 more trucks are expected to deliver supplies by the end of the week to help those in shelters.
ADRA Guatemala will target some 1,500 families who have lost their crops in the rural communities of San Miguel Los Lotes, El Rodeo, and La Reina in the Escuintla department, with food rations and hygiene kits in the next 2 days.
In addition, ADRA International is committed to providing funds to assist families in rebuilding their lives after basic needs are provided, in coordination with the local ADRA Guatemala office.
More than 300 participants who attended last weekend's Hispanic Youth Congress on the campus of Andrews University signed 2 petitions requesting fairness and humanity in policies pertaining to U.S. immigration and gun control. According to Carmelo Mercado, Lake Union Vice President and Director of Multicultural Ministries, the decision to circulate the petitions grew out of discussions leading up to a social justice workshop. Mercado explained the move is remarkable because Hispanics are often fearful of going public about these frightening issues. Both petitions were drafted with the help of the Lake Union Public Affairs and Religious Liberty Director, Nicholas Miller. The petitions will be mailed to the federal congresspersons and senators in Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. The statement and petition by Lake Union Hispanic Adventist youth and young adults in issues relating to fairness and humanity in immigration policy, in part says, as young people with a great appreciation for the United States, we are deeply disappointed and alarmed about the current inhumane oversight and implementation of the immigration laws and policies of our country. Our present concern focuses on 2 matters, which we believe rise to the level of deeply moral issues for us as Christian young people. First, we are deeply concerned by the absence of an organized response to the lack of protection for those that are a part of the DACA Dreamers program, since that program began to be phased out in September of last year. We believe that something must be done to protect and formalize a path to residency and citizenship for young people who have lived in this country almost all of their lives and who have contributed to it by their hard work and labor. Second, we are greatly dismayed by the zero-tolerance policy that has been instituted by the Department of Justice in relation to immigration enforcement. This has resulted in the ongoing separation of immigrant children from their parents.
The second petition was related to fairness and humanity in gun control policy. The statement says in part, as young people with a great appreciation for the United States, we are deeply disappointed, concerned, and afraid about our safety. The safety of our society has been shaken. The reason for this is because of the lack of laws and policies on automatic or semi-automatic assault weapons. The statement went on to say, peace and the preservation of life are to be the goals of Christians. Evil cannot be effectively met with evil, but must be overcome with good. We, as Seventh-day Adventist youth, with other people of goodwill, wish to cooperate in using every legitimate means of reducing and eliminating, where possible, the root causes of violent crime in our communities, and especially in our schools, which should be havens of peace and safety. To read the full petitions and statements, visit news.adventist.org.
For the third year in a row, Europe will take a lead in highlighting the plight and needs of refugees both in Europe and around the world.
Using the ADRA Serbia Community Center in Belgrade as a base, we will hear firsthand accounts from refugees, reports on ADRA and local church activities, and see how we can bring hope.
President of the Adventist Development and Relief Agency, Jonathan Duffy, will be among the invited guests and will speak about his recent visit with the Rohingya refugees in Myanmar.
Hosts Corrado Cosi and Victor Holbert, communication directors for the Inter-European and Trans-European Division, will take viewers across Europe and around the world.
The two directors became involved in highlighting the refugee crisis in Europe in 2016, and since then have reported from Greece, Italy, and France. Cosi says, "We could not stand by and just watch. It surely must be our Christian duty to get involved."
Join the live programs by visiting adra.eu/refugees. They will also be sharing ideas and suggestions for how you and your church can participate on a local level. Resources include a suggested sermon, worship ideas, social media stickers, and on June 16, the interface for the live stream broadcast.
65 million people, they're forced out of their homes. They're displaced. If you take this number and put that in one nation, they will be the 21st largest nation on earth. On the 16th of June, we have an opportunity to reach to these marginalized people. I'm standing here in Jerusalem, perhaps some consider the center of the world, where people came from every part of the world to be here. And Jesus Christ was here. He himself was also forced, but he was on a mission. He was forced out of his home to come here to be on a mission to restore the dignity, the integrity of human beings, to restore people to the Father and to himself. And I appeal to you on the 16th of June to bring a blessing, the blessing of Jesus Christ, where he didn't only speak, but he spoke and he healed. He spoke and he touched. He spoke and he acted. He was the gospel in boots. He set the perfect example for us. Please, please, take the 16th of June, Refugee Day, a very special day on that Sabbath, and do something to help some of these people who have been marginalized, who have been forced out of their homes. They need our help. May God bless you.
Coming up, Adventists in Chile share the Adventist health message on World No Tobacco Day.
But up next, thousands of Adventist young people attend a camporee in Brazil.
Welcome back.
Thousands of young people recently descended on the city of Manaus, Brazil, for an unforgettable youth camp coordinated by the Northwest Brazil Union.
While some had a hard time getting there, all were blessed by the experience.
Novo Temple sent this report.
Fantástico.
Inesquecível.
Necessário.
Fabuloso.
É sonho.
Salvação. Decisão. Paz.
Missão!
Durante 6 dias, mais de 12.000 jovens refletiram na necessidade de sermos missionários e de receber o chamado ir para onde Deus mandar, mesmo sendo esse lugar muito longe de casa.
Eu tenho certeza que Deus deu a vitória para esse evento e a missão que foi dada por Deus, ela foi executada por mãos humanas, mas na essência aquilo que Deus planejou aconteceu no coração da juventude.
Os grupos organizados de jovens ou projeto à sociedade confirmaram um claro objetivo.
Por isso que o Campuri ele tem um foco totalmente missionário,
porque nós queremos que eles entendam que pessoas ao redor do mundo precisam de amor e de esperança. E muitas vezes uma vida precisa só de outra vida, para voltar a acreditar que uma vida pode durar para sempre na eternidade.
Então é isso que a gente queria nesse Campuri, que ele sentisse em casa, mas com as coisas que ele pudesse fazer para a missão e para levar Jesus para as pessoas.
Enquanto a programação acontecia, um grupo nunca imaginou que chegaria só para o final do evento, depois de terem ficado por quase uma semana na BR-319.
Todas as vezes, todos decidiram em 100% continuar.
A coragem e fé deles foi um grande testemunho para outras pessoas.
A gente sente essa força positiva, Deus está aqui. E me tocou na hora que falou do pessoal que veio, que ficou na estrada, né? A força da fé deles chegarem o último dia aqui e ser contemplado com esse lado de fé, de paixão, amor a Cristo. Eu acho que isso que é importante.
As mensagens dos convidados.
Antes de morrer por Jesus, você precisa viver por Ele.
Cada botão que desabrocha.
De dizer para Deus voltar para resolver os teus problemas.
Todas as pessoas que trabalham na conferência geral são líderes, irmãos e irmãs em Jesus que oram por vocês.
As mensagens musicais.
Que eu faço tudo novo. Amazing grace.
No more night. No more pain.
E a programação toda tiveram como objetivo levar os jovens a um momento de reflexão e de compromisso com as missões mundiais.
Recently, Seventh-day Adventist churches in Sweden celebrated the official premiere of Hope Channel Sweden. Rather than having a grand opening ceremony at some fancy media center, the celebration was held across all the local congregations. Because most of the people in Sweden are online, Hope Channel Sweden is a web-based channel. With limited personnel in the media department, the station will primarily offer subtitle programs from the Hope Channel network. However, as plans develop, the team also hopes to start producing homegrown video material as well. Content focuses on 4 platforms: watch, listen, read, and learn. The station not only offers visual programming, but also produces a variety of podcasts and audiobooks. Since the theme for 2018 in Sweden is With Jesus in My Heart, Hope Channel Sweden has created 3 different series of daily podcasts in order to help members grow in their relationship with Jesus. There are also articles and books that can be downloaded if someone wants to learn more and study a subject further. Future development includes using Hope Channel as a means of studying various Bible topics together.
Adventists in Los Angeles, Chile, organized a march against tobacco consumption on May 31, or World No Tobacco Day. More than 2,000 people participated, most of whom were students and representatives of Adventist schools. In addition to warning passers-by against cigarettes, the demonstrators shared the importance of developing healthy lifestyle habits. This message included the church's 8 natural remedies: healthy food, regular intake of water, breathing fresh air, moderate exposure to sunlight, practicing physical exercise, resting at the right times, and exercising temperance and trust in God. The Adventist Church in South America sent this report.
2,000 personas marcharon con pancartas y disfraces por las calles de Los Ángeles, manifestándose contra el consumo del tabaco. La mayoría de los participantes eran estudiantes y apoderados de colegios adventistas.
Hemos participado el Colegio Adventista de Los Ángeles junto al CEALA. Hemos venido a realizar la marcha del Día Sin Fumar junto a nuestros alumnos, apoderados que nos han acompañado.
Yo apoyo a mi hijo en esta actividad porque quiero que ellos tengan una vida sana, saludable y como papitos también dar el ejemplo.
En este sentido, la Iglesia Adventista a nivel nacional ya lleva más de 30 años realizando campañas de este tipo.
Donde la Iglesia Adventista ha tenido mucho que decir para que las instituciones a nivel mundial, ¿cierto?, hayan dejado un día o se la hayan jugado para que por lo menos un día en el año se haga conciencia de que el tabaco, el cigarrillo es dañino para la salud humana, atenta contra la salud, ¿cierto?, y la plenitud de vida. Así que estamos felices y contentos de poder participar de esta experiencia.
En Los Ángeles, la marcha convocó a 1000 personas el año anterior y este año dobló esa cifra.
Estamos agradecidos al Señor porque la segunda marcha que hacemos aquí en la ciudad, el año pasado también la hicimos con una convocatoria de 1000 personas. Este año llegamos a 2000 personas. Así que agradecer al Señor porque verdaderamente vimos la mano de Dios dirigiéndonos en todas las cosas, en lo que son los permisos, las personas con las cuales conversar, las personas que convocamos, los colegios, ¿no es cierto?, la movilización y tantas cosas más aparte, ¿no es cierto?, de la entrega del libro misionero de este año, El poder de la esperanza.
Pero hay algo más que quiere transmitir esta marcha. Las instituciones adventistas en Los Ángeles, esto es, la Iglesia Adventista, Centro Educacional Adventista, Escuela Adventista y la Clínica Adventista, se han unido no solo para llamar la atención contra el tabaco, sino también a las prácticas de vida saludable, promoviendo de esta manera la abstención de sustancias que provoquen daño al organismo.
Estamos no solamente diciendo que dejen de fumar, sino que también puedan establecer un estilo de vida saludable, cosa que la Iglesia, ¿no es cierto?, marca muy fuertemente a través, ¿no es cierto?, de todo el mundo.
En esta oportunidad, la mayoría de los participantes son estudiantes, justamente porque a ellos se les quiere orientar a que desarrollen hábitos de vida saludable cuando sean adultos.
Y también especialmente nuestros pequeños, que son como la base, es importante que ellos ya sean conscientes de que el día sin fumar es importante que ellos cuiden su salud y también hagan consciente a otras personas.
La marcha, que partió en la Plaza Pinto, terminó con un acto de los alumnos de la Escuela Adventista de Los Ángeles en la Plaza de Armas de la ciudad.
Coming up, Emily Mastrapa is here to share a new way you can read your Bible study guides in multiple languages.
But up next, Adventist Mission shares what happens when a fire destroyed a church in Trinidad and Tobago.
It all started in a small upper room with humble, fervent prayer. Threatened by the authorities and banned from preaching, the church prayed, and 2 men witnessed with great power and grace. And people prayed everywhere, in one accord, in repentance, with confession and humility, and the lives of people were changed. 2 men started out on a missionary journey that would turn the world as they knew it upside down. And the message went out to the world beyond. Corporate prayer helped a prisoner escape. A king requested that his people fast and pray, and the enemy was defeated. A battle won without the need to fight. Through a faithful servant and a young queen's faith and courage, a people were saved. Stories in the Bible showing the power of united prayer.
Welcome back.
As flames devoured the small church on the University of the Southern Caribbean's campus, students and faculty wondered how such a terrible thing could happen to their place of worship.
Adventist Mission has more.
As the flames burned the only church on campus, the students and faculty wondered why such a terrible thing would happen to their small place of worship at the University of the Southern Caribbean, or USC. Around the USC campus, you will find a variety of world religions represented. After all, Trinidad and Tobago is a land of great cultural and religious diversity. For more than 90 years, USC has educated and empowered its students. Now there are approximately 3,000 students enrolled and living on this campus. With a ratio of 1 Adventist for every 3 people, the students have a unique opportunity to rub shoulders with peers from different worldviews and to learn about their cultures and beliefs. The faculty here emphasizes moral values, ethics, and Christ-like service in the classroom and in the surrounding areas. Here, there are plenty of opportunities to meet the needs of the neighboring community. Because of these programs, the Adventist University is respected and well regarded in this city. The young people here eagerly participate in outreach programs. There is no prejudice, and everyone, regardless of religious background, can get together to serve the community and make a positive difference. But after the fire, the Adventist University was left without a place to gather and organize mission-minded activities. The fire destroyed everything, and now, after a good cleanup, they must rebuild. This quarter, with financial support from the World Church, a portion of your 13th Sabbath offering will help construct a new, better, and more efficient church building on the USC campus.
It is more than just a church. It is a community mission center where we distribute, where we meet the needs of the community by remedial literacy classes, other welfare programs, healthy cooking classes. We hope to house these ministries in this community mission center, but we also wish to expand to touch different people groups. There has never been a better occasion for a church at USC.
The new church will seat up to 1,700 people. It will house a cross-cultural community center for a variety of outreach activities, as well as a classroom for mission training. After that tragic fire, the new facility will be a visual reminder of God's providence and interest in people's lives, health, and salvation. This quarter, your 13th Sabbath offering will benefit 3 projects in the Inter-American Division. A new church will be built at Antillean Adventist University in Puerto Rico, and a new church and community center will be built at the University of the Southern Caribbean in Trinidad. Your offerings will also expand the Southeast Hospital in Mexico. Thank you for your mission offerings.
On September 20th, 2017, Antillean Adventist University and the whole island of Puerto Rico was pounded by Hurricane Maria. We had landslide, our roads were blocked, some of our buildings were affected by this hurricane, completely flooded. We also had to tend to the needs of more than 220 international students that we had to provide water, food. Also, we had to find diesel, which was very difficult to find, in order to maintain our buildings in working condition. But by God's grace, we want to thank God that we were able to restore our operation as one of the first universities in the island. We want to thank all our members for your support for the Adventist University of Puerto Rico to support our educational work. Thank you, and may God bless.
Watch this and other mission stories online by visiting adventistmission.org, then click on videos at the top.
The Adventist Bible Study Guide is now available in more than 29 languages on your iPad and phone.
Emily Mastrapa is here to share how you can access it today.
An Adventist church pastor has turned his talents to app development by helping make the Sabbath School Adult Bible Study Guides available in multiple languages for phones and tablets. Jared Martin, associate pastor at Mount Gravett and Brisbane Fijian churches in Queensland, Australia, has been working on the project since 2016. They didn't have access to a printed version of the English Sabbath School Bible Study Guides and had trouble using existing Sabbath School apps. Martin said he was searching for solutions and he met Vitaly Lim, a software developer from Canada and the head developer of a new open-source Sabbath School app for Apple and Android. Martin had never made an app or done any type of coding, but jumped on Google, read lots of how-to websites, and watched YouTube videos to learn how to contribute to the app. Fast forward to 2018, and he is a regular contributor to the app, adding in English, Danish, and Fijian study guides. Martin says everyone who works on the app is a volunteer. There are 10 regular contributors from across the globe, aged 25 to 30. The Sabbath School Bible Study Guides are currently available in 29 languages, including Spanish, Chinese, Korean, Malay, Indonesian, and Russian. It is hoped that more South Pacific languages will soon be added to the app. The free Sabbath School app by Adventist is available from Google Play and the Apple App Store. A web version of the app is also available, sabbath-school.adventech.io. Visit news.adventist.org for more information and for more news updates.
And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
This week, we learn about a powerful sermon Ellen White preached on righteousness by faith.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. For several days in this week in 1888, Ellen White attended the Nevada Conference camp meeting in Reno, where she was the featured speaker. Those who attended later would always recall the powerful messages she preached on righteousness by faith. And while there, she, together with a number of speakers and regular attendees, posed for 2 photographs. This one shows the tents used in the camp meeting. A second photo was taken, we know, on June 14, 1888, and you see it here. Both of the photos show not only Ellen White, but also the pioneer Adventist evangelist, missionary and church leader, John N. Loughborough, who 10 years earlier had organized the first 2 churches in the U.S. state of Nevada into the Nevada Conference. On June 10, 7 years later in 1895, the groundbreaking was held for a new Adventist sanitarium in Boulder, Colorado. Just over a year later, on July 1, 1896, the Colorado Sanitarium opened its doors with Dr. Olney G. Place as medical superintendent. Place had started medical work in Boulder early in 1895 in a private house, but demand had quickly grown. In 1905, the institution was renamed the Boulder Sanitarium, and it continued to operate under Adventist control until 1989. And on June 15, 1919, the Antiguan-born minister George Peters, who you see pictured here, began the first evangelistic meetings for Black Americans in the southern U.S. city of Charlotte, North Carolina. The series was held in a big tent. You see a contemporary photo of it here. And meetings continued for 15 weeks, with Peters preaching every night for 12 weeks, 84 consecutive nights, and 4 times a week for the last 3 weeks. This was not an unusual schedule for Adventist evangelistic meetings in this era, but it was worth it, as at the end Peters baptized 81 people. That was This Week in Adventist History.
Thanks for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We'd love to hear from you. Send us your feedback and tell us how your church is making a difference in its community.
Be sure to capture plenty of video footage and photos, then write up a summary of the event's important details. And feel free to send full video reports as well.
You can reach us by sending an email to annvideo11@gmail.com.
Before we say goodbye, here's some good news from the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verses 11 and 12.
The passage says, "Did you fail to rescue those who were being dragged off to death, those tottering, those near death, because you said we didn't know about it? Surely the searcher of hearts knows and will repay all according to their deeds."
That's our program for this week. And remember, you can always visit news.adventist.org for daily news and videos. Until next time, God bless.
Take care.